Hello and welcome to the box seat for the 20th of March 2021 racing at Ascot. Perth Stakes Day, Gimcrack Stakes Day, Grandstand Cup Day, massive meeting on Saturday where the rail's at 7 metres, the track will be a good 4 and the weather hot, 33, 34, maybe even touching 35 on Saturday. So make sure that you come dressed appropriately and we'll see if we can't find you a winner to go with the cold beverage of your selection on the weekend. Race number 1 at Ascot on Saturday is the Crown Perth West Speed Platinum Handicap. We're going to go back 7 days ago and watch the all-the-way victory of Bruce Almighty.
Go, Bruce Almighty's off and gone, kicks away, 3 in front, Locker in, Double Spice, Wild Fusion, back to the inside, zigging and zagging, trying to get around heels, but Bruce Almighty still with a good lead, 150 to go, Wild Fusion on the outside in pursuit with Double Spice and then Petite La Femme, but it's Bruce Almighty all the way. Bruce Almighty beat home Wild Fusion.
This horse, Bruce Almighty's in really good form, a winner of 2 of his last 3 and looking to make it 3 of his last 4. I thought this was a tougher assignment for Bruce though. The weight's starting to catch up with him. He's up to 60 kilos. He's not a very big horse, so there's a question mark on whether he'll carry the weight. There's also a question mark here on whether or not he can do it in this grade without finding the front and getting it soft, because I think here that he'd be unlikely to cross Scooter's Machine. There looks 3 fancies on paper, numbers 1, 2, 3 in the race book, and I'm going to go with number 3 here, and that's Pleto, this Playing God mare of Ben and Dan Pearce's. Brad Rawiller picks up the ride, and if she can kick up along the inside and maybe, just maybe, hold leaders back, I think from there she's definitely the horse to beat. If she gets shuffled back to 3 back the fence, it's a little bit of a tougher scenario for her, but I'm going to bank on Brad Rawiller and Pleto to get us off to a flyer in race number 1. I'm going with number 3. 1, Scooter's Machine, who chased really hard at Bunbury last start behind talented front runner Charlton Eddy. Number 2, Bruce Almighty, very consistent and in form. And the maiden filly, she keeps surprising us, Petite La Femme, number 7. My numbers in race number 1, 3, 1, 2 and 7. Race number 2 at Ascot, Neo Metals handicap for the 3-year-olds at 1400 metres. This is the all-the-way victory down at Bunbury of Hot Zed.
Straightening up and Hot Zed led the way from Dark Assault, a length and a half, Secret Plan. Vedette to Stars under plenty of pressure back behind them, and then came Alfred Omega, but they still have to grab Hot Zed. It's Hot Zed going to the 150, clear by 3. Secret Plan running on down the outside, battling back. Over on the inside, I see red, Dark Assault, but Hot Zed won again.
Hot Zed's looking to build a picket fence here. The winner of 4 in a row, can he make it 5? My answer to that question is yes, because I'm going to tip him on top here, Hot Zed. He rises up in weight, but again he finds another race that doesn't really have a natural leader in it. You look at the horses that are drawn inside him. Magical Dream goes back, Blow Me Out goes back, All My Money goes back. So it's really only Alpha and Omega drawn underneath of Hot Zed who stands in his way of finding the front. I think Sean McGrady will be pretty happy from gate number 1 to take a sit with the filly Alpha and Omega. So it may just be Jason Whiting out in front, controlling the tempo again on Hot Zed. And I don't see a reason why he can't make it win number 5 from only start number 8. Putting him on top here to build the picket fence, number 2, Hot Zed. Number 1, Magical Dream. This filly is the winner of a Belgravia Stakes. Placed to kiss on all 4 cheeks in the Bunbury Breeders' Classic. She's got all the form on the board. She'll no doubt take some beating. Number 4, Alpha and Omega, sitting in the box seat and getting a 2.5 kilo weight swing on Hot Zed brings her right into the finish. And number 5, All My Money, maybe only just down the order because she's a last start maiden winner, but I've always had a lot of time for this filly and think she is right on the up. My numbers in race number 2, 2, 1, 4 and 5. Race number 3 is the Passengers handicap over the flying 1,000 metres. The 2 horses we're watching in replay here are Amacinus Victorious and also the placing effort of She's Enchanted.
By Amacinus to the outside. Holy Ghost is going up near the middle. Tavarich down to the 250. Tackled by our boy Dylan Divine Beast. She's Enchanted. Amacinus is winding up though with a big finishing runner. Amacinus at the 100 ranges up to Divine Beast. She's Enchanted. They'll split it. Amacinus has got there narrowly.
Really good form reference that. Amacinus, our boy Dylan, She's Enchanted, Holy Ghost, Divine Beast. They're all genuine Saturday horses, so I think here that while Amazinas is a natural back marker in a 1,000 metre race, we're probably going to get a price where we can find out just how good she is. 3 wide with cover in that replay, 3 wide with cover in the race on the weekend. So I do think Chris Parnham here can get over the top of them with Amazinas, who seems to have returned in career best form for Simon Miller. Number 11 on top to defeat number 7, She's Enchanted. There is actually a weight swing in Amazinas' favour for beating home She's Enchanted last start because the senior rider goes on. Her 3-year-old Belmont Park form is super, and she finally looked like she's almost recapturing it last start. Number 2, Ex Caro, first start, new stable. Justin Erkland's team going really well, and this mare Ex Caro simply flies fresh. Number 12, Old Bailey, brings very alternate form references. A winner down at Esperance, a last start winner leading throughout at Narrogin. It's questionable, but he is going really well, Old Bailey. My numbers in race number 3, 11, 7, 2 and 12. Race number 4, the first of the features, this one for the 2-year-old Colts and Geldings. It is the Amelia Park Perth Stakes at 1,100 metres. We'll go back to Pinjarra Magic Millions Day and we'll watch the victory of Export Man.
As well, further back, Gorgeous Gossip or Killer. They come to the 300 mark now. Heavenly Waters over on the outside, ranged up to Be Optimistic. They beat off Michelada. Export Man is starting to gun them down. Heavenly Waters had hit the front. Export Man, Sneaky Chance is starting to work its way through. Heavenly Waters, Export Man diving. It's Export Man. Export Man, a big...
It's been 6 weeks since the Pinjarra Magic Millions, and he returns here, Export Man, off the back of a trial down at Albany. He wasn't asked for much of an effort in that trial, but he also didn't make a whole lot of ground. He's drawn a wide gate here at 1,100 metres. At set weights and penalties conditions, he's probably going to have to carry the weight from last at 1,100. So I personally thought here that it might have just made him a little bit vulnerable, Export Man. I'm going with a horse here who resumes for Neville Parnham, a debut winner by over 6 lengths, who then ran into Policier in a Saturday 2-year-old race and was far from disgraced when only beaten in the last couple of strides. He had a 400 metre jump out on Monday. His name is Storm Whisper, and if he can come out running and find himself in the breeze outside of a horse like He's Gold, I really do think it's race on. Number 3 for me, Storm Whisper, from 1 Export Man, a very talented 2-year-old no doubt. Number 2 in He's Gold and the stablemate number 6 Diamond Blue. Not a lot between them. They were able to run first and third in a race at Ascot just last Saturday. My numbers in race number 4, 3, 1, 2 and 6. Race number 5 is the Commit to Change handicap. It's over a mile and we're going to watch the all-the-way victory last start of That's Funny As.
That's Funny As, though, clear at the top of the home straight. He found another kick. That's Funny As at the 250. It's a length and a half. Our Ideal. Gee, Phone Me's under plenty of pressure back there with Juicing Carrots. Nearing the 100. That's Funny As in front with Our Ideal sticking. That's Funny As clinging on. Our Ideal is lunging. The post is looming, and That's Funny As. That's Funny As.
I think That's Funny As is absolutely capable of making it 3 in a line here as he charges his way through the grades. He's a 4-year-old, he's relatively lightly raced, and he is on speed and very hard to get past. He ran them ragged over 1,400 metres at Pinjarra Park. He took it to an Ascot 72 plus there in replay and ran them ragged at 1,800. Split the difference here, he comes back to a mile, which should be around his sweet spot. Matty Derrick picks up the ride here, should be straight to the front, and for backers, we're going to get a wonderful sight for our money. I think he can lead throughout here and make it 3 in a line. One of the better bets, in fact, on the program. That's Funny As number 2. 8 Fangio was such a good run last start. 3 wide the trip, no cover. 4 wide into the corner. She looked gone. She came again. She's the real deal from the Great Southern. Number 7, Sophie Song, who backs up off 7 days from a good solid effort last week behind Tycoon Storm. And number 5, Our Idol, who gets a big weight swing here on That's Funny As. I thought she had every chance to run him down last start and now is drawn a really tough gate. My numbers in race number 5, 2, 8, 7 and 5. Race number 6 at Ascot is the C Corp Grandstand Cup, a listed race at 1,500 metres. We're going to watch the natural form reference. It's the Bunbury Stakes, taken out by Western Temple.
To the straight, 350 to go. Echo Effect only a length in front. Western Temple claimed it. Hit the front. Silence is coming down the outside. Son of a God is winding up with Arctic Stream last of the line, trying to build. Western Temple's the leader. He'd shot away at the 100 though. He's got a break of 3. Battling back in behind them, Arctic Stream, Cryptic Love, but Western Temple has won the stakes. Western Temple from Arctic Stream.
What a job Peter Fernie's done with this horse, Western Temple. The winner went last in work of the Coolgardie Cup. First up, he was beaten a nose in the Pinjarra Classic. Second up, he wins the Bunbury Stakes. They paid $20,000 for him as a dispersal sale of Bob and Sandra Peters. And Peter Fernie has absolutely turned this horse upside down. He's racing in career best form and he's going to take serious beating here on the weekend. I'm going for a horse from that replay who finished midfield and to the eye was fairly plain. His name is Samizdat. He draws a better gate. He gets to 1,500 metres. They won't stretch out over nearly as much real estate in this because there's nowhere near as much speed as the Pinjarra Classic or the Bunbury Stakes. Brad Parnham picks up the ride and he goes around each way. So for me in the Grandstand Cup of 2021, I'm going number 2 in Samizdat. To beat number 1 Western Temple, there's no knock on him. He rises to 59 kilos, which is a big leveller, but he's racing oh so well. Number 3, Dig Deep, you'll notice in that replay that we just watched, he was completely and utterly chopped out for a run at about the 150 when he was about to make a run at them in the finish. Number 10, Next Best, Serenity Bay. The winkers go on, she draws a better gate, and the small field suits. My numbers in race number 6, 2, 1, 3 and 10. Race number 7 is the Ramelius Resources Handicap at 1,200 metres. Again, we go back to Bunbury Stakes, Cup and Classic Day, and we watch the all-the-way ratings victory of Charlton Eddie.
Eddie skipped away, but Scooter's Machine peeled off its back and sets after it. 2 clear, Don's Legacy, Crystal Spirit, then came Diablerie. Draws the Persuader now here at the 200 on Charlton Eddie. Charlton Eddie kept going by Turner. Down the outside, Scooter's Machine, but with 100 left to go, Charlton Eddie's got the better of Scooter's Machine. All the way for Charlton Eddie. Charlton Eddie, too good for Scooter's Machine. Crystal's...
That was a 69 plus that Charlton Eddie won, and he beat Scooter's Machine, who we see in a West Speed Platinum race in race number 1 at Ascot on Saturday. This is definitely harder for him. He does get the services of Lactar Rumley and his 2 kilo claim. He does also get a 3-year-old allowance against the older horses, but I still think this is the toughest test that he's seen to date, Charlton Eddie, and he's also no guarantee of leading without pressure because I'm expecting Zeeble to come out humming. I'm going to tip with a horse who should be just in behind them, tucked away under Brad Rawiller. He's from Lindsay Smith's yard and his name is Excellent Dream. He comes out of a 1,000-metre race that same day as Charlton Eddie when he chased around the very talented 3-year-old in Gemma's Son. I think 1,200 is more suitable for him than 1,000 and he can sit just in behind them and get the job done. Number 3, Excellent Dream. Number 8, Platinum Bullet, I'm marking as the danger. This mare is low flying. If she can settle midfield with cover, she will be launching at them late. Number 5, Jericho Missile, very good last start when chasing hard and in fact running straight past Excellent Dream. And of course, number 4, Charlton Eddie. Cannot knock the way this horse is going. I just think that the handicapper might have finally caught up with him. My numbers in race number 7, 3, 8, 5 and 4. Race number 8 at Ascot is arguably the feature of the program. It's the Group 3 Gimcrack Stakes over 1,100 metres for the fillies. And we're going to watch the Supremacy Stakes victory of Liwa.
And now the well-fancied Policia lays down the gauntlet. Pixie Chicks is starting to lengthen quickly behind them from Liwa. Safety Fuses coming through in the middle as well. Pixie Chicks on the outside with Liwa in pursuit. Pixie Chicks, a neck clear. Liwa comes again. Liwa, Pixie Chicks. Gee, there's a tight go in the Supremacy.
Liwa very impressive there in gunning down Pixie Chicks. Policia was in that race as well. So was Fatale Femme. So was Heavenly Waters. There's a lot of clashing form in this race, and in the end, I didn't quite know how to approach it. I'm going to go with a filly who comes out of a 400-metre jump out on Monday, and we get a sighter earlier on in the Perth Stakes through Storm Whisper. It's Neville Parnham's Rommel filly here in Ultimate Command. Brad Parnham rides, she's drawn a middle alley, but she has got really good early gate speed. She'll be up in the firing line, she won't have to do the same sort of work as the favourite in Pat Scott Sass. And I think here that while I have a lot of respect for those horses out of the Supremacy, the Gimcrack Stakes with those clashing form lines is a totally different race. And I'm in fact going to go with the alternate form references here because on top, I'm going with number 6 in Ultimate Command. Number 10, Pat Scott Sass. This is the biggest 2-year-old that you are likely to see this season and next season and the season after. She's absolutely huge, but where does she get to from what is a terrible gate on paper? Number 8, Sneaky Chance, who comes out of the Pinjarra Magic Millions. She's still a maiden filly this, but she has run some sensational races of recent times. And down to number 12, Storybook, an all-the-way winner, or should I say a last start winner down the straight at Pinjarra Park in a very impressive victory under claiming apprentice Christy Bennett. With Chris Parnham in the saddle, you would not want to leave this horse out of your novelty bets and your quaddie. My numbers in a very wide open Jim Crack Stakes in 2021, 6, 10, 8 and 12. Race number 9 is the Vinnies and Rotary Club of Perth handicap over 2,200 metres. We're going back 2 starts ago and watching the very dominant all-the-way victory of Saucy Jack.
With a commanding break, can he keep going? They balance up, it's all Saucy Jack, 250 from home, 6, 7 in front now from the Escort, 23 Red, Cousin Ivan, Bella's Idol further back in the field, but it's Saucy Jack going to the 100 clear, now 3.5 lengths in front of the Escort, 23 Red, stolen this Saucy Jack, comes away, clever front running right by Carleen Heffel and...
Hard to not be impressed with the way that Saucy Jack ran them ragged there over the 2,200. In this exact sort of race, a 66 plus ratings race. He then went to the Bunbury Cup and he raced so far outside the handicap that you probably do question why he was thrown into the deep end. He worked awfully hard to finally cross them at the 1,400. He never got a breather, he was gone before the corner. He comes back into his right race here, he gains the services of Lakdar Rummeley, and he finds a race with not a lot of speed here. We're going to get each way the field in this race, and I'm thinking it's $6 to $7 for Saucy Jack. And at that sort of quote from out in front, I think he's one of the better bets on the program here and can give this a real shake to lead all the way. Number 3, Saucy Jack. Number 6, Rivalry Galore, who's only won one single race in his life, a listed 3-year-old race some 609 days ago. But I think his last couple have been very encouraging and he does look ready. And then 2 horses who come from the same race behind Trump This, should I say. That's Crystal Valley and Power of St George. Power of St George on trial at a staying trip, but I know the stable are keen to get him out over distance. And Crystal Valley, who has the dreaded bar plates coming off, a big tick for her. My numbers in race number 9, 3, 6, 5 and 4. Best bets on Saturday, the 20th of March 2021. I'm going with a couple of front runners in very hot conditions. Race 5, number 2, That's Funny As, and race 9, number 3, Saucy Jack. Next weekend is the Oaks. It's the start of the Ascot Autumn Racing Carnival, so make sure you get your tickets at perthracing.com.au.